So where is the market going? Is it going down? Is it going to come back up? What is it? And we need to discuss what's going to happen, or maybe not. So hello, welcome to Monday, my video on YouTube, and I hope you enjoy this series. Please leave a link, comments, and even ask the questions that you want answers to, and it would be a pleasure to do those as subjects of my videos. But today, what we're going to look at is what is going on in the UK property market. Where do I think it's going? And I'll give you some of my own opinions if you permit me. But look, we've got to look at GDP, where this has happened in the market, similar not in a pandemic, but the economy, where it has absolutely plummeted and how fast it comes out. And I'm going to explain a few things like that today. And it'd be interesting. Hopefully this will get a few comments from you. You may well disagree with me. That's absolutely fine. I welcome it. You may agree. Please make those comments and let's start getting some chatter going. But look, the reality is that the UK property market hasn't moved much at the moment. It hasn't. Why? One of those things is because of furlough payments, in the way that people are still getting money. We know that just over 2 million people are unemployed, but also over 8 million people are furloughed at this time, which means the government are picking up the majority of their wages. Look, I hope that I'm wrong, but come October, when the furlough stops, how many of those employees are going to be unemployed? How many are being told, look, we'll happily take you up until the furlough, but that will be it. Our business model has changed and we no longer have a space for you. I have a lot of conversations with people that I know in business and also out on the golf course with other businesses. So just the other day I was with somebody and they work for a very large corporation. They said that they haven't been in their offices for 3 months now. And what the company has now started to look at is that they don't actually need premises to work from. So they're looking at giving up premises. Now these would be leases, a lot of money going into that in rent for whoever owns that building. And they're going to come away from that and work from home. And they'll do all their meetings via Zoom, etc. And that's how they're going to go. So that actually they save even more money on the top end of their renting offices. Yes, they will put it into technology, and so maybe they make more people accountable. They might put a timer on their computer to make sure they're doing the work, etc. But it will be results based, I should think, not so much as time put in, because we can all sit down and do nothing. We really need to see a result. So things are changing. It's interesting. I've got a couple of things where I've been speaking to some people in the know, economists and people like this, and see what you think about what I'm going to tell you next. So look, London, what is happening in London? London prices haven't really dropped that much, but I can tell you, I was playing golf with the guy who works for the company that is doing all the work on Battersea Power Station. That's very, very interesting. And I can tell you that they were trying to sell a number of units off, and they gave a significant discount to a buyer buying quite a few units there. I'm not allowed to say what, but it was a big discount, which I actually turned around and I said, listen, if you have any more like that, please let me know, because at that discount you can almost, if the values hold, you could buy without any money through an option. Yes, you will need money, please don't misinterpret that. You need stamp duty, legals, arrangement fees, everything like that, but without using much deposit, let's put it that way. So London hasn't moved, but there are small signs of things happening. Look, People aren't looking to move right now because the furlough payments are keeping them comfortable. Because of that, there isn't this urgency in the market right now. What will drive prices down is people selling because of desperation, because of highly motivation, financial needs. And we will see that coming, in my opinion, post-October, between October, January, February. Those 5 months are going to be the biggest, I think, investment time, although house sales, in my opinion, will slow other than investors. So you won't see many people buying the normal way. It's quite interesting. The Bank of England have said that they think that the house values will go down by 16%. Now, I don't understand how big, organisations like the Bank of England can say 16%, because you've got London and you've got Durham. Let's take those two alone. They're in different places. They have a different, economy around them. Although we're looking at national, you can't just put one thing on. I think London won't drop as hard as it did before. In some places they will. And let's say if it's Durham or Lincoln or wherever, I think we will see a move. But where? 5, 10, 15%? There will be people selling, I can tell you, at 25, 30% below market value, and even more than that. I got a flag up this morning on the internet saying, we will buy your house cash within 7 days. And you're allowed to live there for the first 3 months rent free. What's going on? The market is going to adjust for what's going on. But we are talking about the recovery. And the recovery is really, really important. So the last time we saw a massive breakdown in the economy, perhaps after the Second World War. And although people were united, it took over 10 years to get out of it. And one of the things that held us down more than anything else was because we borrowed money to keep the economy going. And we've only just, probably recently, paid off that debt, if we're not still paying it off today. And some economists actually say, have we ever truly recovered from that debt? It's a great question. And, what should be the answer? Wow. What do you think? GDP. What is it? Because everyone's talking about it, saying that the UK GDP has dropped by 20%. And why is that important to you and me? Why? Look, this is domestic product. Okay, gross domestic product. What is that? That is everything. It's hairdresser, it's materials and services. So when you buy anything, it could be petrol, all right? It could be shirts, okay? It could be a shirt. It's everything. A computer, okay? Zoom. When you're buying, that's a service you're buying. It's everything that you pay for, okay? So food, all right? Food, all this is in there. And what happens is that on a yearly basis, and they look at that quite often, how much is you and I going down to the shops, putting our hands in our pocket and spending money, actual money. So it could be on your card, and it could be in pound notes, all right? It could be in pound notes. So how much are you spending? So what they're saying is, because of the lockdown, and people are getting worried about what's going on, obviously people are saving more money so they can hold on longer until things recover. But what happens is that stops GDP growth, and it's all about how much we spend is how much goes back into the economy, and it all moving. That's a very interesting thing. But we are down 20%, and that's a fifth of the country spending, and that has a knock-on effect. That, coupled with the amount of money that the government are throwing into furlough payments, bounce back loans, interruption loans, and we're talking billions and billions of pounds here. That makes a big problem for the economy. On top of that, we are basically borrowing more and more and more money. And guess what? That needs to come back. So when we're looking at the economy, people, and I had a conversation about how we're going to get out of it. And a lot of people say that our recession is going to be V-shaped. So V is when we have this, suddenly we will see, I think it's going to be between sort of probably, I said October, let's say November to February, March next year. We're going to see this downturn in house prices. And other things will go up, because when there's a drop, other things will go up. So mortgage rates may well go up, and because there's a lack of people taking them on. So down we come. And now I lived in the time in a recession where interest rates got to 17%. All right, 17%. I lived through that. If we have this recession V-shaped, that is sharp down, sharp up. No problems at all. We're all hoping for that. But if we have a U-shaped recession, this timeline, we don't know. In the Second World War, it was 10 years. Look, there's a lot of economists looking at this and they're discussing it. We just don't know. There's so many other factors. A lot of it is down to you and me. All right. The thing that kickstarts and recovers, okay, is you and me spending money. When you and I spend money, the economy will start to recover. And I personally believe, please, if I get this wrong, if you're an economist and you know a lot more than I do, but the faster you and I can make and spend money, the shorter this will be and we will recover. In the 1990s, Korea were in a very difficult financial crisis. And one of the things that helped them get out in a fast way, in a V-shaped recession, was that the government came up with laws and mandates that brought all the people together. Okay, it was that a lot of it is done by law, and we won't see that here in the UK. But if we can understand that when we work together, we can change things. And what Korea did is that they were told to go and look at your family heirlooms. And this is things which have been handed down, or things of value that you have. It may well be a watch. It may well be a stamp collection. Some things which were handed down from your family, from your fathers, your grandparents, whatever it is. They've said, what we want you to do is to go and sell it. Okay, so they go and sell it. They take that money. Remember, we're not trying to create money that we haven't got. We're selling an asset that we have. Sell that and spend it in something to get the gross domestic product numbers up. And that made a huge difference. So look, we've all got to be part of the solution, not adding to the problem. So we don't want to be spending money which, we need to pay our mortgages or our rents or food, etc. But if we can all do a little bit and help make our recession less for everyone, that will be a much better way forward for us. Look, I've got a stamp collection. I don't really look at it. If someone else is going to really enjoy that, I may well just have a look and say, look, if I can sell that now, yes, it may well be less than what it's actually worth. But if I can be part of the solution and do something like that, do a small part, take that money and spend it, and so can kickstart. If you and I can spread this message and try to do something, it will contribute. Finally, UK property. Where's it going to go? I've said, look, we're going to see that dip. It's inevitable now with the amount of money that is being pumped out, and that will have to come back. So, there may well be slightly harder times coming. It is sad that people will get to a place where they have nothing, they won't be able to pay their mortgage, and they will sell those houses a lot cheaper, 20-30% less than they're actually worth, because they've got to get out. And that speed of them trying to push will make this hard, and that alone will drop the values. So look, please let me know, have you enjoyed this? Has it been a message of gloom, or has it been a message of understanding and encouragement? It depends, what side of the fence you're sitting on and how how you've taken it, really. I think if we can be part of something together and we can try, whatever it is, loosen up an asset to kickstart and to spend it in the economy to try and help us get out faster, that's going to be better for all of us. Listen, leave a comment. Do you think we're going to have a V-shaped recession, or are we going to go U-shaped? I'd love to know your opinion. Have a wonderful week. Stay safe, and I'd love to hear your comments. Bless you. Thank you. Bye-bye.